What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel, and obviously the world is still buzzing about what happened, excuse me, obviously the world is still buzzing about what happened at Extreme Rules, with not only a brand new SmackDown Women's Champion, but also the return of the former... Sorry guys, got caught in my tooth. Anyway, the former two-time Universal Champion, Bray Wyatt. But the question is, did Extreme Rules live up to the hype? Well, that's what we are about to find out. Sorry guys, I feel like I'm about to sneeze. Okay, well, it'll come up eventually. Well, that is what we are going to find out in this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue, which comes the question, did Extreme Rules live up to its name? We are about to find out right now because we are kicking things off with the 6-man tag team match, which was the good old-fashioned Donnybrook match between the Brawlin' Brutes and Imperium. Obviously, the Brutes including Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Butch, and Imperium consists of Giovanni Vinci, Ludwig Kaiser, and of course Gunther, which they could have just stuck with their original names, Fabian Aichner, Marcel Barthel, and Walter. It would have made a lot more sense, but it is what it is. Honestly, this was a really interesting matchup because the first half of the match was all Imperium. You know, the Brawlin' Brutes could not get out of the gates at all. They literally tried, but it was the second half of the match that made all the difference because Sheamus. There's a reason why Sheamus is the leader of the Brawlin' Brutes, because he's taken Butch and Ridge Holland under his wing, and he's made them even more better in the ring than they were when they competed not just on NXT UK but also on NXT as well. So that says a lot. And the fact that the Brawlin' Brutes were able to pick up the victory like the way they did on Saturday, absolutely insane. I'm gonna be honest, this basically was one of the best matches of the whole card, and this was just the kickoff. This was literally just this was the match that kicked off the show. So, hands down, 5. This is an easy 4 stars. It would have been 5 had honestly, you know what? I don't think it would have been 5 anyway. I think it just would have remained a 4, mainly because of the fact that, if you guys remember on SmackDown just this past Friday, okay, no, I'm sorry guys, I'm about to sneeze and it's gonna happen at any minute now, but had it have been a 5, I think the way it would have been a 5 is if the match went a little bit longer. Hang on, guys. No, it's not that I need to sneeze. It's that I need to blow my nose. So give me 1 second, guys. I humbly apologize. Sorry guys, I got the sniffles. Anyway, There we go. Don't think I have to sneeze now. But anyway, honestly, I don't think I don't think that this match was worth a 5. I think it was mainly worth a 4, mainly because of the fact that Sheamus failed. Well, it's not that he failed to become Intercontinental Champion. It was more so of the fact that the first half was all Imperium and the second half was all Brawling Brutes. So I think that was the reason. That's the reason why I decided to give it a 4 and not a 5. It's because usually when it comes to Imperium, they always make it one-sided and they end up winning at the end. This time, not the case. But we do have to move on to the first of 2 title matches that we had on the card. This one was for the SmackDown Women's title between Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey under Extreme Rules. Let's be honest, this was probably by far probably by far the worst Extreme Rules match we had seen in years. Because you guys know, when it comes to Extreme Rules matches, usually they end up becoming good. But this one, this was horrible. This was literally the worst match that Liv Morgan had since she cashed in Money in the Bank. Well, at Money in the Bank, on Ronda Rousey. So I'm not even gonna justify like exactly what happened, other than the fact that Liv Morgan passed out to a bicep crusher, which I had talked about that on the results in the results video that I did on Saturday. But this was just a horrible match. I'm giving I don't even know. I can't even speak, honestly. I'm giving this one to, like, literally 1 star. This was the worst match I had ever seen ever, because of the fact that the match only lasted, like 10, not even 20 minutes, and Liv Morgan she barely got any shots in on Ronda Rousey. And now Ronda Rousey is now the SmackDown Women's Champion, and apparently they're trying to make her the next Stone Cold Steve Austin, which I'm not so sure if that's wise, but who knows. But we gotta move on now to the final match representing SmackDown. And I got something caught in my throat. Luckily, I got this. Shouts to Starbucks for the coffee. They fucked up on my order. This was the one that they fucked up on. Anyway, sorry guys. I apologize. I apologize for all this, but this match was a strap match between Karrion Kross and Drew McIntyre, and this is all over the fact that both men want to become the undisputed Universal Champion, and they want to take the title off of Roman Reigns. But when it was announced that Drew McIntyre was going to challenge Roman at Clash of the Castle, that was when we saw Karrion Kross come back after well over a year, and Scarlett even showed up as well, because she got released from WWE literally right around the time that Kross was being jump shipped over to Raw last year, and his time on Raw was not good, but his time on SmackDown nowadays, he's been on an impressive role as of late. He's had a couple matches on SmackDown, including against superstars the likes of Drew Gulak, who is a former Cruiserweight champion, and of course now Drew McIntyre, who's a former 2-time WWE champion, and it was all because, and this matchup ended, actually the way it started was absolutely insane. They were beating the hell out of each other, and the bell didn't even ring. The match hadn't even started, and when Drew McIntyre was able to put the strap on Cross's wrist, that was when the match started. Drew came out of the gates really quickly, but it was short-lived thanks to Scarlett and pepper spray. Pepper spray. Who the hell would do that? Answer: Scarlett. And thanks to that and Cross hitting Drew McIntyre with the cross hammer, as he calls it, he was able to pick up the victory. And I think now, because of that, I have no doubt in my mind that when we get to Survivor Series, I got no doubt in my mind Cross is going to be next in line to challenge Roman for the title. Only problem is that he's going to potentially fail miserably because of the fact that Roman has the bloodline bailing him out because they don't got the balls big enough to defend the title on his own. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. This one, honestly, I don't know. I'm kind of torn from giving it 2 stars and 3.5. And the only reason being is because of the fact that Scarlett got involved. The match should have been Drew's had Scarlett not gotten involved. So, you know what? I'll be optimistic and I'll give it 3. I'll give it 3 stars. Just because of the fact that Scarlett has always had a tendency to get involved in Cross business. And if you don't believe me, you guys can ask Keith Lee, because if you guys remember their rivalry back in NXT, then you know. Next up, we have the second title match on the card for the Raw Women's title, and for the first time ever, it was defended in a ladder match between Bianca Belair, the champion, and Damage Control's Bayley. And it's very interesting because you would think that Bayley would have won with the rest of Damage Control getting involved. You would think, but not this time. Not this time. Damage Control, even with Damage Control, Bianca Belair was still able to come out on top, and she basically just hit all 3 with a KOD back to back, and she was able to climb the ladder and retain the Raw Women's title. Even with Damage Control, it was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Incredible match. 3.5 stars easy. It would have been 4 had Damage Control not gotten involved. Plain and simple. Next up, we have the I Quit match between Edge and Finn Balor. Honestly, I don't even know how to describe it. I think, honestly, the way the match went was not what we were expecting, because the match started, the first few minutes of the match, both Edge and Balor were beating the living hell out of each other, and not only was it in the ring, but ringside, in front of the entire WWE universe, on the kickoff show set, all over the place. And right when Edge was about to win it all, out comes the rest of Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley handcuffs Edge to the ring rope, and all 3 men, Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and Finn Balor, were able to beat the hell out of Edge, Rey Mysterio comes in, and chaos just ensues. Beth Phoenix makes her return to WWE to not only confront Rhea Ripley, but to spear Rhea Ripley and to uncuff Edge from the handcuffs. And right when you thought Edge was gonna win it all again, Rhea Ripley hits Beth Phoenix with the brass knucks, and Edge had no choice. He literally uttered the words "I quit" because they threatened to hit Beth Phoenix with a concerto, and they did it anyway. I don't even know how to describe it, except that was a dick move. I'm being honest, that was a dick move. And honestly, I'm gonna be very optimistic, and I'm actually gonna give it three stars, because even though the ending of the match was bullshit, I feel like this rivalry is gonna go is gonna get so personal. War Games is going to show up, and even if Edge and his team were to beat the Judgment Day inside of War Games, they're still going to keep coming back, because they can't stand the fact that guys like Edge, guys like Rey Mysterio, women like Beth Phoenix are still in WWE trying to hog the spotlight. But the reality of it is that they still have a lot of time left in their contract, and they still want to kick some ass, because that's what they do. That's what they love to do. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. But we do have to move on to the main event, which was the fight pit between Matt Riddle, between the original bro Matt Riddle and Seth freaking Rollins, with good old DC Daniel Cormier as the special guest referee. Honestly, this was probably by far the best match of the whole card, other than the good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. This was by far the best one we had ever seen. No shenanigans, no bullshit, just two men beating the hell out of each other to see who is the best. This was probably by far the best match I had ever seen in a while. This is an easy 5 stars, because even though Daniel Cormier did get into both men's faces, Matt Riddle was able to tap out, was able to make Rollins tap out to a triangle choke to win the fight pit match. And honestly, that right there, it was a clean. In my opinion, it was a clean victory. And the crazy part is that there were no pinfalls and no disqualifications. Only way to win is by knockout or tap out. Plain and simple. And right when the show was about to go off the air, we see the return of Bray Wyatt. And the question becomes, what's next for Bray Wyatt? That is the question. But we'll have to find out in the coming weeks. But honestly, did this year's Extreme Rules live up to its name? Yes. Honestly, yes. I will admit yes, because the 3 best matches that were on the card were the good old-fashioned Donnybrook match, the ladder match, and the fight pit. Those were the 3 best matches on the card, and there's no two ways about it. So I'm giving this show 3.5 stars easy. It was pretty good. Half the matches were good. The other half was just, the way it ended never should have ended that way. I feel like it could have been a bit different, but that's just my opinion. But that brings me to the question of the day: What were your guys' thoughts on Extreme Rules, and Who were you guys expecting to win each match? Let me know. Let me know down in the comments below. And that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, which get posted every Monday, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all my social media. Links will be in the description below. And of course, if you guys want to send fan mail, all the info will be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.